What's good, everybody? Fabled here, and today's story time is about me and my cousins getting kicked out of function, then my cousin's girlfriend pissing all over a Taco Bell parking lot. This one's a banger and kinda nasty, so let's get right into the video. Now, this story is very recent, taking place on Halloween weekend of 2024, that is like 2 weeks ago, and on this day, I did my usual. Woke up at 8, even though my alarms were set for 7, rushed out my house at 8:20 to go to work, then clocked in. Now, I'm still a lifeguard at a hotel pool, and a good 60% of the time, we're not doing anything since nobody's really in these pools, and even on this weekend where the weather was still in the 80s, nobody was in there. Every day after we clock in, we have a good 30 minutes before we had to be at our spots, which for me was slides. And I'm not opening the slides at 9 in the morning, so basically I started my day off with an hour break. Of course, I'm going to take advantage of that. I walked back to my car, rolled me up a little wood, which may have been a little pearled, and maybe a little limp dig too, but all that matters is it smoked. It took me about 10 minutes to roll this thing too, since I'm pretty new to rolling blunts myself. Usually I just bring tree and make my homies roll for me. The job gets done though. I had rolled up in my car in the hotel parking lot, but I didn't box it this time since I didn't want to risk getting pulled over with a quarter pound of weed and various other forms of drugs while smelling like a dispensary. In fact, I had just gotten that weed smell out of my car, which I got the real method for y'all little stoners out there. Whoever needs this, listen up, cause all you gotta do is go vacuum that bitch good as hell, since you never realize how much weed you actually dropped in the seats and floor until you go to vacuum it and pull out a whole eighth. But go vacuum your car, then head to AutoZone and get one of those little $10 spray bottles. Them bitches are like chemical bombs that get the job done. These big ass bottles, they're one use as well. So just don't sit in the car while they're going off. I didn't feel like hotboxing this time though, so I head over to these little green electrical boxes, like the big ass ones you would see on sidewalks or just by buildings in general. And this one was covered by bushes and a little fence going around it, so it's really the perfect place to spark up. So I do just that at 9 a.m. on a Saturday, right after clocking in, with AirPods on blast and a puff by my side to wash down the wood. I get through about 2/3 of the blunt before putting it out, which was usual since I could get a little high off the first part, then come back and smoke the rest later. I chill in the car a little more before going back to work, sorta do my job for a couple hours, then smoke again before I get off. Which today was at 4 p.m., the perfect time to still have room left in the day to plan something. I had my last stand at 3, which meant another 1 hour break before I left, and I of course used that to roll up and smoke up again in the middle of the second blunt. Actually, one of my homegirls, the one I got fired from my last job with, called me asking if I wanted to go to a party with her that night. You see, the night before, I had dropped off some Nick to her and about 8 of her friends before they went party hopping, and they invited me to go with them then, but I wasn't really feeling it, even though party hopping with 9 females sounds great, but I wasn't feeling it that night. And when I did go home, of course, before I went to sleep, I was regretting that. So this time, when I got invited, I always said I was down for whatever. My homegirl was mostly gonna be with her little friends though, so as me and her kept talking on the phone, I finished up my blunt and get to texting my little squad for the night. First was my cousin Adonis, wannabe baby driver, but instead he's just my driver. Black Tesla whipping, a real Captain Saberho. Next up was our homie Corbin, the nonchalant light skin that knows they not like us. And I planned on leaving it at that. Both of them said they were down. My homegirl was trying to find us an Addy, and everything seemed like it was panning out good. So I go clock out, drive home, shower, and get some little things I had to do done while we wait for the Addy. By this point, it was about 6, and I know that the parties don't start until later, but she hadn't even found one yet, and was starting to say that there might not be one at all. I did not care though, because we were going to a party either way, and now I had everyone looking. Adonis pulled up to my crib to pick me up while we figured out the plan, as well as make a couple plays in case we did some cash that night. We scooped Corbin too and went to Adonis' crib where he said that he could get us a party, but it would have to be with his girlfriend, her friends, and her sister. which is my ex. Now, I won't speak too much on my relationship with my ex. Just know that homegirl was trying to get me out that night, but I wasn't trying to be with both her and my ex. So I called her up in one last attempt to link with her, but she was just at her friend's house and I was staying the night and had given up on finding a function. So this was our only option. I agree. Corbin agrees. Grab some bottles from the crib and head over to Adonis' girlfriend's house. And not much happens here. Adonis said we could wait in the car while he goes and gets her, but we both knew that shit would take forever and went inside anyways. There are about 5 white girls also getting ready, and none of them being in any rush to get to the party that started at 8:15 when it was about 7:30 now. So me and Corbin chilled, smacked our puffs, really chief the girls' puffs, and I tapped the wax a bit, but Corbin couldn't since he's going to the army soon, and I wasn't just trying to smack that in front of him. At 4:20, the girls still weren't ready, so Adonis decided to leave without them since we were taking different cars anyways, but that just made me even more confused because why were we waiting there if we were gonna take different cars? We leave though, and about 5 minutes away from the function, we see 3 fire trucks and a couple ambulances pass us, go in the direction of the party. And since our night already wasn't going as planned, Corbin makes a joke about how they're probably gonna go to the function because the house burned down or whatever. And not even 30 seconds after that, Adonis' girlfriend calls saying the party was over since there was a fire. So we went through all that and the party got coughed out in less than an hour after it started. We didn't even get to show up. There was still good news though. The girls were finally ready and they had a new address. We pulled into a little parking lot to let them catch up, then all pull up on the new Addy where you could hear music coming from the neighborhood entrance. There are about 50 cars all up and down the street. We park pretty far and finally make it to this function. And this is in the rich neighborhood, so as we pull up, there's nothing but white people in line, which either meant some fine ass snow bunnies or it was gonna be a lame ass function. The little security they had was the football team of the school, who filled up most of the function, posted with Nike Techs and skis, but I wasn't worried because I knew none of them niggas was really packing heat. They say 5 each to get in, but we make a deal for 30 for the group, and I'm down to the backyard where the party was really at. There were at least 100 people there, probably look like 150, some drinking, some smoking, but mostly just hanging out, not too much going on. One of my cousin's girlfriend's friends, who we're just gonna call Izzy, knew the host, and my cousin knew a couple of people at the party as well. So they went around talking while me and Corbin just posted up, bottles in hand, and knew nobody there but the group we was with. We both had Malibu, which we started drinking right out the bottle, and I gave a couple shots to some girls before Adonis came and traded bottles with me. Now I had vodka, which I drank out of the bottle too, and I ran into a girl from 5th grade that recognized me. Other than that, this function was lame as hell. Barely any fine hoes. The ones that were fine were not turning up. After about 15 minutes into being there, those little football kids pulled back up on me and Corbin, saying that the host told them we had to leave. And of course, I'm just like, what the fuck you mean we gotta leave? He explained that the host said she didn't know us, which was cool, but I don't believe that she knew every single one of those people there either, but she said she don't know us now, we gotta leave. We just tell the football nigga to have the owner talk to us, then go back into the group where more random niggas were saying we had to go. Now, this is the part of the night where I was the most drunk, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but we got separated from the group again, just me and Corbin, and the football niggas slid on us again, but this time with the girl who is hosting it. She says we have to leave. I say why, when there's already so many people. She says that's the problem, and I say it's your fault for letting more niggas in and taking our money. We ask for our money back too, since they're not just gonna come pick us out or come up on us for a party we were at for 20 minutes. But the guys who took our money had already left, they said. At this point, the girl who hosted, whose name I'm gonna say, cause fuck you, Abby, was grabbing me by the arm, and that's when I remember Izzy was besties with her, like really, really close friends with her. So I tried telling her that we're with Izzy, and that bitch says she don't give a fuck about Izzy. Now I'm tripping, cause why is she insulting her own friends and being all aggressive when we didn't start problems or do anything? We were just posted in the back giving out shots. And the football niggas was grabbing me by the arm too, which was not about to slide. So I told that nigga to back the fuck off me and said somebody better get our money back or there's problems. There are about 5 of them niggas too, all in different shapes and sizes, but me and Corbin stood our ground. And when too many of them came up, I really had to pull on them hoes, cause I'll be damned if I let a bunch of white niggas jump me, especially over this stupid shit. So I pulled Blick out, which for legal reasons was a Nerf gun. And I'm not an idiot waving that shit at them or anything. I had it at the ready, and I don't know if anyone actually saw me pull it out or if they were just not trying to fight either. But I looked them niggas in the eyes and they looked scared, like real scary. Even though they had a ski on, I could see through the ski that they were scared. We still just argued about Buddy though. By this point, the Abby girl had left again, and the ski mask niggas just said they don't have my money. But now we was pressing them instead of the other way around, because I need that fucking money, nigga. Like, what's the problem? But before anything could happen though, Abby's parents came outside, turning off the music and telling everyone to get the fuck out. I don't know if I'm just petty or what, but that really made me feel good, because who them niggas think they is kicking us out? If we going, everyone else is too. We leave the party $30 poor though, which the girls paid for anyway, so I wasn't even upset about that. With 2 failed functions under our belt, the group decided to go to Taco Bell, where they drink more in the parking lot, made TikToks, and of course, got the late night munchies. I was a little cross now, but nothing too crazy. While 4 of the 5 girls were straight white boy wasted, Adonis was sober, and Corbin was barely feeling the alk. Adonis' girlfriend is the drunkest of them all, barely able to walk, barely able to speak, just conscious enough to tap her Baja Blast Nick. I tried that Nick with some Baja Blast Freeze, which smacked. And other than that, we was just chilling. The inside of Taco Bell was closed, but Adonis' girlfriend, drunk as she was, needed to piss real bad, but nothing in this parking lot was open. So, Adonis takes her to a little tree planter, and she does her thing there. Of course, I had to deal with my ex being drunk too, which wasn't all that bad, until she threw up next to me. Then Adonis' girlfriend comes back over to the parking lot about 5 feet from the car. She pulls her dress up and just starts going at it. Now, by then, the other drunk girls knew the night was over too. There was one sober one, so they cleaned my cousin's girlfriend up best as possible before he gives me and Corbin his car key and goes home with the girls. Now, it's just us. Corbin was more sober than me. He dropped me off at home, then picked Adonis up so he can get dropped off too. When I got home, I smoked a couple bowls. It tried to erase what I saw from my memory. I mean, she just pulled her little costume up right there, squatted on the ground. But I don't think I smoked enough, because I'm telling this story. Moral of this story though, drink responsibly guys. Don't host an open invite party if you're gonna trip when 2 light skins will walk in. But more important on the drink responsibly one though. This was Fabled. Like and subscribe if you fucked with the video guys, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
Talked on my name, brought this truck in the fall. Planning out a mission, got Taz on the call. Boy wanna snitch, so I robbed him in the hall. Ain't give no fucks, Fable really about it all.